Welcome all in video lecture series of Structural Design 1. Myself VM Mahajan. So today we are going to learn unit number 4th of B part, design of laterally unsupported beam. So laterally unsupported beam is nothing but there are situation where beams girders have no lateral support or bracing over a part or whole of their span. For example, if you take the example related to gantry girder, so such kind of laterally unsupported beam condition may arise in such situation. For such laterally unsupported and unbraced beams, the compression flange may buckle sideways and causing lateral torsional buckling. So whatever the I section, if you take, so already we have studied in the last topic laterally supported beam. So whatever this top flange, so here coming under the compression flange and which is related to design as a maximum bending moment. And here, so whatever the stud we are going to provide in the RC section. If you take the next example, so that is, so whatever the bottom flange and the web section is related to tension, so whatever the here we are not going to provide the such kind of studs. So bottom flange of this I section is designed as a laterally unsupported beam. Then situation may arise for laterally supported beam. So we know that, so bending is about the major axis of the section, means longitudinal axis along ZZ axis, or we can call it as a X axis. Section is hollow or solid bars. In case of major axis bending, lambda LT less than 0.4, the design bending strength of laterally unsupported beam as governed by the lateral torsional buckling is given by the, so design bending moment MD is equal to beta B into ZP into F of BD. We already studied beta B is a 1 for plastic and compact section. If it is semi compact section, so here we are going to take the ratio of ZD divided by ZP, where ZP and ZD are the plastic section modulus and elastic section modulus with respect to extreme compression fiber, and F of BD is a design bending compressive stress. So we are going to design or find out the value as per the table number 13 of A and 13 of B, where F of BD is nothing but the F of BD is equal to chi into chi suffix LT into Fy divided by gamma m0. So chi LT is bending stress reduction factor to account for the lateral torsional buckling and is given by, so chi LT is equal to 1 divided by phi of LT plus square bracket of phi of LT square minus lambda of LT square whole bracket raised to 0.5 is less than equal to 1. So phi of LT is equal to 0.5 times of 1 plus alpha of LT into lambda of LT minus 0.2 plus lambda of LT square, where lambda LT is a imperfection factor or parameter is given. If it is alpha LT is equal to 0.21 for roll steel section, if it is welded sections are there, so we can use or take the value 0.49. For non-dimensional slenderness ratio, that is alpha LT is given by, so alpha LT is equal to under root of beta B into ZP into Fy divided by MCR and less than equal to under root of 1.2 times of ZD into Fy divided by MCR, where which is also equal to under root of Fy divided by F of CR, that is critical stress, comma B, FCRB, where MCR is equal to elastic critical moment calculated in accordance with the clause number 8.2.2.1, and the FCRB is the extreme fiber bending compressive stress. Then effective length for the lateral torsional buckling as per the table number 15 of page number 58 of IS 800 2007 for beams or girder of span where no lateral restraint to the compression flange is provided but end is restraint. Restraint is nothing but the control over the certain portion against the torsion, and the effective length LT of the lateral buckling is given. Here the condition of restraint at support and loading condition. So restraint at support, torsional restraint and warping restraint. So fully restrained, so both flanges fully restrained. So as per this table number 15 of 58 page number, here we are going to take the values. Thank you.